Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, I'm going to give you another top 5 cheapies for the summer of 2022. Yes, another one out there. So this is actually the third video, and I gotta be honest, you guys like these types of videos and they get the views. You know, I like getting views, just like every other creator out there, but you guys like these types of videos, so that's why I also do them. But let's just get this list started. First one is going to be Hugo Boss Bottled Tonic. This came out in 2017. And when it first came out, and even maybe to this day, it gets a little bit of flack, or just because it's so uninspiring, it's kind of boring and bland. And to be fair to those that do think that, it is a little bit, but it's a solid scent. It does smell a little bit like the original. It came out in 1998. It smells similar because of that green apple accord, but also the cinnamon. But it's a little bit different. The original is more of a spring and fall fragrance. This one here is a spring and summer fragrance. It's just a fresher take than the original. But this one is also very warm, spicy. Yes, because of the cinnamon, but because of the cloves. You are gonna get that typical apple, but throw in some citruses, a little bit of bitter orange, some ginger, and maybe some woods, and that's what you get. Very casual, it's a little bit playful, and it's fruity. It's a little bit playful because of that fruity accord. I think that this is a great all-around casual fragrance that you can wear to school, everyday casual, but also to work. When it comes to work fragrances, you just want to smell, inoffensive and mass appealing. You don't really want to garner a lot of attention with your fragrance, right? I know that some guys like to. This might in some ways if you over-apply, but overall, if you just do like 2 or 3 sprays, you're safe, all right? But longevity off this one here is going to be about 6 to 7 hours. Fragrance number 2 is going to be from a brand that I'm actually starting to get into, and that's going to be from the brand of Mercedes, and that's Mercedes-Benz Maine Blue. This one here, as I stated so many times when I've mentioned this one, is a Dior de Sauvage cologne. This one is just a little bit different because it's a little bit more fresher with the lavender. Sauvage does have lavender, but this has a little bit more lavender as well, okay? Very much like Sauvage. So lavender, bergamot, pepper. So the pepper is very much like in the original as well. Throw in some musk, but also amber. So just like the versatility, like the Sauvage, this one is just as versatile. It's ageless, all right? And I can see this one being quite popular. It's just not popular because it is Mercedes, and yeah. But longevity off this one here is going to be about 7 to 8 hours. Fragrance number 3 is from a brand that I used to really like from like 2013 all the way to like 2015. Like their clothes, their fragrances, and I still do to some degree, but just maybe not as much. But I do find that it's a solid brand overall. Kenneth Mankind Legacy. Now, if you like woody herbal scents, this is one that you're definitely gonna like. This one does come across as a little bit more masculine and a little bit more mature, but someone who's in their early 20s can wear it. I'm just thinking someone who's late 20s, early 30s might appreciate it a little bit more. You could rock it to school, daily casual. And I do think that in some ways that is good enough for a daytime semi-formal event. Like now, if you're getting married, no, this is not a good scent for that, but if you choose to wear it, then by all means. But if you're like a guest that's just attending the wedding, this is actually quite good. There is a certain cleanliness to it, but it's just an overabundance of woods. So cedar, balsam fir, there's some vetiver, there's definitely gonna be some thyme, a little bit of basil, there's gonna be some rosemary, some clary sage, but there's also, I believe, some nutmeg to this one here. So just a woody, slightly herbal, like more herbal than slightly spicy, I would say. So it's woody, herbal, then spicy itself, but there is a little bit of a cleanliness to this one here. So it's great all around, school, work, daytime semi-formal, but as a wedding guest itself in some ways. And longevity off this, 6 to 7 hours. Fragrance number 4 is going to be an oldie but a goldie, as Casey Kasem would say. So some of you guys are like, who is that? So famous radio disc jockey from like the 1950s to like the early 2000s. So he had like a long illustrious career in radio and broadcasting. But fragrance number 4 is going to be Kenzo Put On ET. So 1991 is when this came out. So it's been around for a long time. This is, it does have that 90s cologne vibe, but I'm okay with that because I grew up in the 90s. I was 14 when this came out. So with this one here, it has Gaiac with Artemisia. A nice sweet tongue meat to add a little bit of sweetness to it. It's got a tropical mango, which is actually quite nice, but it also has coriander and I believe nutmeg. So this is like a sweet, fruity, warm, spicy, woody kind of fragrance with herbal green undertones of like artemisia and other notes. This fragrance here, I'm not gonna lie, has like 20 plus notes. Something about those 90 fragrances just have a shit ton of notes. Like Ralph Lauren Polo Sport, like one of my first fragrances, has like the same amount of notes as this. I don't know why, it's just something to do with like the early to mid 90s, plain and simple. This is a great overall fragrance for both work and casual, but I do think that you can actually wear it to school. Now, will a Zoomer, a Gen Z really gonna wanna wear it? More than likely not, but I do think that you can wear it, you know, if you're a young person. And you can actually wear this to college as well. Now, it might resonate a little bit more with someone who's in college, but also this will be older than the average college student as well. This will resonate a lot more with someone who's 40 and up, who grew up in the 90s, right? Who was born in the 70s, early 80s, might appreciate this one a lot more. But longevity off this one here is going to be about 7 to 8 hours. In fragrance number 5, this brand itself is the epitome of a cheapie. They're fashion, but also they're fragrances. You can get this, like, whether you want either or, at like your Ross, your Burlington Coat Factory, Winners, Marshalls, whatever is out there. And that's going to be Perry Ellis Pure Blue. Now, if you want a blue body wash type of scent, this one is definitely that. So this one here has aquatics musk. It's got apple, bergamot, green notes, but also sandalwood. So it's just a blue body wash with a slight bit of herbal undertones with a woody dry down. All right, clean, fresh, out of the shower, kind of like boring, but it's actually not a bad fragrance. If you want something that's just to get you through the day, something that's inoffensive and that's not gonna like garner you like a lot of attention, this is something that you might like, especially if you're an introverted person. So someone in school can rock this, all the way to a grandfather. So work, school, daily casual, longevity, 5 to 7 hours. And guys, that's it. I just gave you 5 more cheapies for the summer of 2022. Any reviews that I've done on these, they will all be down in the description box below. If you want to see other summer cheapies, they might be top 5s, top 10s, a smell rate, or they just might be regular reviews. Check out this side here. And if you like this very video, you know what to do. Leave me one of these. Guys, I thank you for your time. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.